So the beauty industry is having an impossible moment right now. If you're a beauty brand, you're being told that you have to design packaging that's fully recyclable, but the infrastructure to actually recycle it often doesn't exist yet. If you're a regulator, you're being told to fix the packaging crisis fast, but without enough support from the industry or funding. And if you're a consumer, you're doing your best to follow all the rules, but you still have absolutely no idea which bin your serum bottle goes into. So basically, everyone's trying, and yet no one seems to be winning. So today on the podcast, I want to talk about this strange, slightly uncomfortable moment that we're all in, where legislation is pushing for recyclability, but the system isn't ready to catch up yet. It's frustrating, it's messy, and honestly, right now it feels like a bit of a lose-lose situation for just about everyone. But you know what? It's also progress, even if it's not perfect. So let's look at what's set to happen with beauty's packaging problem. Hi, it's Lorraine Dallmeier, chartered environmentalist, biologist, and CEO of award-winning online organic cosmetic formulation school, Formula Botanica. I host the Green Beauty Conversations podcast, and these are my green beauty opinions, in which I challenge the beauty industry's terrible track record on sustainability and share my thoughts on how we make beauty better. If you want to be the first to hear all of my latest episodes, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. So what's going on? Well, in February 2025, the European Union formally adopted a new law called the Packaging and Packaging Waste Regulation, or, they love a good catchy acronym, PPWR. So if you haven't heard of it yet, it's a big deal. It requires all the packaging that's placed on the European market to be fully recyclable by 2030. So not just recycle ready in theory, actually recyclable in practice. And it comes with serious consequences for non-compliance, including something called eco-modulated fees. So that means that brands are charged more money if their packaging is hard to recycle. Think of coloured plastics or mixed materials or packaging without proper recycling labelling. And they get charged less if their packaging is easy to recycle or designed to be reused. So the goal is to reward better choices and to discourage waste. It's a good thing. And that money is then used to help improve recycling systems across the EU. It also aims to standardize rules because right now, each country in the EU, all 27 of them, has its own system, which just adds to the confusion, of course. So this is a big step forward because it should help fund the very recycling infrastructure that needs improving. And like all big steps forward, it's also incredibly messy. Because, of course, here's the issue. Much of that infrastructure required to do the recycling that's being mandated doesn't necessarily fully exist yet. And as always, for everyone outside of the EU, it's very easy to listen to me today and think, oh, this is the EU. I don't live there. This doesn't apply to me. Well, my message to you is think again, because most countries tend to follow suit eventually. It might take some time, but rest assured, other regions of the world will follow this example. Let's not forget that even the US eventually updated its fossilized cosmetics regulations after all. So brands that sell in the EU are now scrambling to redesign their packaging, and they're being penalized for not meeting standards that are, in many places, simply unachievable. Consumers want to recycle, but are throwing away packaging that looks recyclable but isn't accepted curbside. And governments are setting deadlines while still figuring out how to fund and implement the change. So, you know what? I get it. It's tempting to get frustrated with the regulators. But the truth is, at least someone is doing something. No one is the villain here. This new law is forcing the conversation forwards. And it's also creating economic signals that say, this packaging format is part of the problem. And also, it's holding brands accountable for the materials they put on the market. So this is what a transition looks like. It's clumsy, it's uneven, it's deeply frustrating for some people, but it's also moving. And for once, it's moving in the right direction. So one thing we must keep in mind, though, is this. Recyclability is not the same as circularity. I've said this over and over on the podcast here, and I continuously see the beauty industry get this wrong and confuse these two concepts. So circularity means that materials stay in use and never become waste. Recycling, on the other hand, is often a last resort. It's a downcycling process that still results in loss. So if we only focus on making packaging recyclable, we risk missing the bigger opportunity. We need reuse systems, refill systems, smart design that reduces packaging altogether. And ultimately, of course, as I've also said many times here on the podcast, we need to buy less and sell less. And most of all, we need honesty. Honesty with ourselves, with our customers, and with each other about what's actually working and what's still just hopeful marketing. So what can we do collectively? Well, we can keep pushing for reuse, refill, reduction, and not let recyclability distract us from those deeper goals. And I think we can support brands who are transparent about what's possible right now and what isn't. And we can all start asking harder questions, not just about what packaging is made from, but what really happens after we throw it away and put it in the bin. So yes, we're in an impossible moment right now, but we are in it together. And if we can hold that tension, that beautiful tension of progress and imperfection, then we can build something better for beauty. Thank you for listening to my Green Beauty Opinions. Remember to visit the Formula Botanica website at formulabotanica.com to try our free online formulation course. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the Green Beauty Conversations podcast, please do so now in your favorite podcast app. Leave me a 5-star review if you enjoyed these discussions. I'll be back soon with my next episode.